percentage of humans survive by getting on a train called Snowpiercer, built ops, moving all 24 hours of 365 days, as it is created by joining every track in the world together. The train is still in motion and has never come to a halt. Inside, the engine storage, and has an entire room to himself. Wilford is luxuries in life, like bars, expensive restaurants, saloons, who work for the first-class people. They do not receive as many services as others who are treated like cattle. They are not given any resources other than food. The train has a built-in greenhouse that grows enough vegetables for the first distribute food. It is again the jelly-like substance called the protein bar. But it turns out that only one can come with them. When the couple refuses to go they do as much as they can for the community, but haven't been able to make any significant train. Two motivating quotes. This time, the capsule contains the name. Curtis believes that they are an ally. In the past 17 years, Freeloader and Edgar are constantly planning their next move and encouraging people to join them. He is also the spiritual leader of the group and is the one holding everyone apartment and start measuring the height of every kid. At last, they decide. Andrew throws his shoe at the guards, making their blood boil. Then, person the freeloaders have ever seen. As punishment, Mason makes Andrew bleeding and in pain. Mason tells the freeloaders to let this be a lesson. This is not the first time they have been treated like animals, but this time, bullets in the last protest, and are carrying empty guns. Curtis takes the gun at himself, asking the man to shoot. Lo and behold, the gun trainer Nam, whose name was written on the last message. Nam and his little dog welcomes them to the freeloader community. Using his skills, Nam opens the door 18 years. Following that, they enter the kitchen area, specially made for the poor who will reach the water filtrate. Gilliam advises that they hold the filtrate in their surprise when they open the next door and see a horde of guards with axes clearly remembers was not visible last year when he wasn't in prison, and asks the guards to kill 70% of the freeloaders at the site. But in the end, the cruel minister is captured and threatened. Children that were stolen yesterday are with the captain of the train, Wilford. Her life. Curtis agrees, but only a handful of people led by who on her head. It is a slap back for the time she compared the freeloaders to fresh fruits and a sushi station. Mason asks them to sit down for sushi for children. Starting from an early age, they are brainwashed about freeloaders. At the same time, the train passes a monumental place. It is the air. Back in the compartment of the freeloaders, everyone is impatiently waiting for the group. Animals on Earth are dead. The man laughs, claiming that it is just a room merely. The teacher in the children's classroom also does the same. She manages to brings Gilliam in front of the camera, and shoots him dead. Gilliam was then. The surviving group moves forward, and ends up in a room filled with high-class. The group enters the engine room. Another batch of guards attacks them. They fight with all filled with high youngsters, and finally reach the door to Wilford's room. For the first few months, the lowest class were provided with no food whatsoever. One day, he was so hungry that he wanted to eat Edgar, Curtis's late part, one arm and a leg. Some days later, they were miraculously given the protein about fighting for his people. After listening to the story, Nam reveals that in Chronol to make an explosive. He wants to use it to make a hole in the train scene. He finally gets to meet Wilford, who has grown old. Wilford reveals, so they protest and a few people are killed. This is a drastic measure to everything. Not just that, but Gilliam also knew about the plan, and Nam and Yona are still trying to set off the explosive when the first class between the engines and working. Because the space is tiny, only kids Wilford and knocks him out. Before trying to help Teamy out of the compartment on fire, it derails and everyone inside dies from the impact, meaning that life on Earth has returned and they have a chance to survive. Help the channel out. Thank you for watching.